Go ahead, Queen. What you got for us?
Yeah, I just want to say, like, the conversation has been refreshing because I think when you think about dating right now, it just becomes sometimes when people are so focused on, like, what do you bring to the table? Like, what can you do for me? And, like, are you are you even thinking about this in the right context, right? Like, are you going to the doctor? Are you saving? Are you managing your money? Like, why are you worried about my table and what I bring? Like, I want you to worry about yourself and be your best self so that if we do come together, right, like, our tables line up. We're on the same page. And I think it's just frustrating when you're out here and people are worried about this and there's no foresight for the future. There's no planning. There's no, to Frank's point, like, they just want to go to the bedroom. It's not about, like, what are we doing in this long term? And so I think it's just really good. It's refreshing to hear Black men that are hearing Black women and really looking beyond this short-sighted view on, like, what can you do for me? Because if we're working on our best selves and we're encouraging each other and we're both showing up the best that we can, like, we're elevating each other. So I don't understand, like, why you're focusing on my table right now, because the person that I am to you and how I show up for you could be completely different. It might not be, right? Like, it's about that balance, to his point, where what you bring out in me might not be what I bring out in the next person and vice versa. And so, like, you can't be focused on the table. We have to be present with each other and really seeing each other for what we are and going on those actions and those words and building from there. But, like, don't be worried about my table from the beginning, like, because I've been working and doing the things that I need to for myself. So I would hope that you're doing the same.
Now, I love the thoughts. Shun, any thoughts on from what Ashley's saying?
I agree with the sister wholly. I think to her point, what she's saying is true, is that in my experience, when I was dating, men who asked me that question asked it very early on in the relationship. So when we say, oh, we can't listen to what people say, we have to, listen to their actions, they're really presenting this question as, like, first date scenario. You sit down, what can you do for me? Which is, what she said, is it seems very transactional in nature. It also, to me, seeks to attempt to establish a hierarchy. So I agree with her in that relationships, especially now, modern relationships are more about partnerships. And what we're having are two people who are generally, I'm using the word equal, not to say the same. As the brother Frank said, women balance things out. Women are equalizers. And so when I say equal, what I mean is that we both have things that we contribute to the relationship, and one balances out the other. And because of that, we're not in a situation where we are interviewing people for a position where we feel like we have something to offer them, and they're getting a prize, is what I'm saying. So I agree with what the sister Ashley said completely, that it is so refreshing. Transparency, I came to this conversation completely compared to SPAR, because of what I have to generally deal with, on by large in person with men, as well as online. But as you said, Montoya, it usually is amplified and exaggerated online, but it's a microcosm of the macrocosm. And so it was really refreshing to come to this conversation and have men who even have way different perceptions of relationships than I do agree on this. Like, I need to record this and play it on playback, like, to infinity.
No, I love it. That's what we do here.